Have you ever found yourself questioning why your friends, family, or even your partner might not seem genuinely excited about your achievements? This isn't an uncommon experience, particularly for those who are deeply committed to their goals and dreams. It's natural to expect that the people closest to us would be our biggest supporters, but when their enthusiasm doesn't match our expectations, it can be confusing and even disheartening. You might find that doing well, dreaming big, or setting goals can make you the target of negativity. It's not easy when you feel the whole world is against you, especially when you're just trying to do something positive with your life. But here's the thing. The resistance you encounter from others often stems from a deep sense of discomfort within themselves. When you are driven and focused on pursuing your dreams, it can unintentionally shine a light on the areas where others feel lost or uncertain. People who haven't yet figured out their own path might find it unsettling to see someone else moving forward with clarity and purpose. Your determination can serve as a mirror, reflecting back their own doubts and fears, making them question the direction of their own lives. This discomfort isn't necessarily a sign of malice or ill will, but rather a human response to feeling vulnerable or inadequate. It's important to recognize that not everyone has a clear vision for their future, and many are still searching for what they truly want out of life. When they see you chasing your dreams with such passion, it can remind them of their own struggles to find meaning and direction. This can lead to feelings of envy, frustration, or even resentment, not because they don't care about you, but because your progress highlights their own uncertainties. It's a complex emotional dynamic where their reaction is more about their internal battles than it is about your success. Understanding this can help you navigate these relationships with more compassion and less frustration. However, this doesn't mean that all hope is lost. Just because others may struggle to support you in the way you hope doesn't mean you have to distance yourself from them entirely. Success is challenging. It's a tough pill to swallow. That's why only a small fraction of people take up the mantle to rise above the ordinary. Many choose comfort over challenge. People often struggle to grasp the vision you hold because it is something uniquely yours, a dream placed in your heart for you alone to see. This vision is deeply personal, shaped by your experiences, desires, and aspirations, and it isn't always easy to communicate it to others. Your goals may be so ambitious or outside the realm of what others consider possible that they can't fully comprehend what drives you. They might not see the same potential or possibilities that you do because this vision wasn't meant for them. It's your personal blueprint, designed specifically for your journey. This can create a disconnect, where those around you can't quite understand why you are so committed to pursuing something that seems intangible or unrealistic to them. At first, you may find that no one believes in your dreams. This disbelief can be disheartening, especially when it comes from those whose opinions you value the most. Friends, family, and even colleagues might react with skepticism, questioning your ambitions or even mocking your determination to achieve great things, like becoming the next multimillionaire in your family. This reaction isn't necessarily a reflection of their lack of faith in you as a person, but rather a reflection of their own limitations in vision and experience. They may project their own fears and insecurities onto you, not out of malice, but because they themselves can't imagine breaking free from the constraints of their own lives to chase something bigger. In their eyes, your dream may seem like a fantasy, an unrealistic pursuit that is destined to fail. It can be challenging when it seems like those close to you don't back your ambitions to accomplish something meaningful. This absence of support can cause you to wonder why those nearest to you, such as your partner or family, respond negatively when you pursue your dreams. Frequently, their response arises from fear that your success might pull you away from them towards someone or something superior. This fear typically originates from their own insecurities and low self-esteem. For instance, your partner might start arguments or act out in ways that seem frustrating or confusing, often without an obvious reason. Beneath these behaviors, however, may lie a deep-seated fear that your growing success will create a distance between you two, or worse, lead you to leave them behind. This fear can manifest in various ways, from subtle emotional withdrawal to more overt conflicts, as they struggle to reconcile their love for you with the anxiety that your ambitions might take you in a direction that no longer includes them. It's not uncommon for partners to feel threatened by the potential changes that come with your success, worrying that it might alter the dynamics of the relationship in ways they aren't prepared for. This kind of misunderstanding isn't limited to romantic relationships, it can extend to friends and family as well. You might notice that those who were once close to you begin to behave differently, perhaps acting distant, avoiding you, or even showing signs of resentment towards your achievements. This shift in behavior is often rooted in their own fears and insecurities. As they witness your growth and progress, it can serve as a stark reminder of their own stagnation or unfulfilled aspirations. They may not consciously resent your success, but it can highlight areas in their own lives where they feel they've fallen short, making it difficult for them to celebrate your victories wholeheartedly. Their concern that your success might lead to a growing divide isn't just about you moving forward, it's also about them feeling left behind. Whether you're striving to become the best teacher, building a successful business, or pursuing any other significant goal, your progress can inadvertently trigger feelings of inadequacy in those around you. They might worry that as you rise to new heights, the shared connections, memories, and experiences will no longer be enough to keep you in their orbit. This fear can be particularly strong in those who haven't yet found their own sense of purpose or direction, making it crucial to approach these relationships with empathy and understanding as you navigate your journey. These negative reactions from others are often not a reflection of you or your ambitions, but rather a manifestation of the personal challenges and insecurities they are grappling with. When people close to you witness your progress, it can stir up deep-seated fears and anxieties within them, fears that they may not fully understand or be able to articulate. They might feel threatened by the possibility of being left behind as you forge ahead on your path to success. This fear isn't about your achievements themselves, but rather about their own perceived inadequacies or unfulfilled dreams. They may worry that they won't be able to keep up with your growth or that they will no longer fit into the life you are creating. Moreover, the thought of not being a part of your success can be particularly distressing for those who care about you. It's difficult for them to watch you advance while fearing they might lose their place in your life. This anxiety can lead them to act out in ways that seem unsupportive or even antagonistic, as they struggle to maintain the connection you once shared. Their actions are often driven by a deep desire to remain relevant and involved in your journey, but their inability to express these feelings constructively can create tension. It's important to recognize that these reactions are more about their internal struggles than about any shortcomings on your part. Understanding this dynamic can help you navigate these relationships with greater empathy, allowing you to support them in finding their own path while remaining committed to yours. Even those you wouldn't expect, like a grandmother or an uncle, might show signs of jealousy or insecurity. It's not uncommon for pride or ego to get in the way, making it difficult for them to celebrate your successes without feeling diminished themselves. As you continue to succeed and evolve, moving from one achievement to another, it becomes increasingly challenging for them to see your progression without reflecting on their own lives. This can lead to feelings of resentment as they see you forming better relationships or achieving new goals while they feel stuck. People often experience a sense of elevation and self-worth when others rely on them, as it feeds their ego and gives them a sense of importance. Being needed can create a powerful feeling of validation, as it confirms their role as a significant figure in someone else's life. This dynamic allows them to feel indispensable, driving down the roads of life with a sense of purpose and influence. They enjoy the power that comes from being a central figure in your journey, whether it's offering advice, providing support, or simply being someone you turn to in times of need. This dependency reinforces their identity and boosts their self-esteem, making them feel valuable and necessary. However, when you reach a point where you no longer require their support, perhaps because you've secured a better job, found a more supportive partner, or simply grown more independent, it can unsettle them deeply. Suddenly, the role they once played in your life begins to diminish, and with it, the sense of importance they derived from it. This shift can be jarring, as they might struggle to redefine their place in your life. Their previous sense of security and self-worth, which was closely tied to your dependence on them, now feels threatened. This disruption can lead to a range of negative emotions, from feelings of loss and confusion to resentment and even hostility. This negative reaction isn't just about wounded pride, it's fundamentally about control. When someone feels needed, they often have a certain level of influence or control over the person who depends on them. This control can be subtle, manifesting in the way they guide or direct aspects of your life. Losing this control, especially when it has been a significant part of their relationship with you, can leave them feeling powerless and insecure. They may react negatively as a way to reassert some form of control or to regain their sense of significance in your life. Understanding this can help you navigate these relationships more thoughtfully, recognizing that their reactions are often a reflection of their struggle to adapt to the new dynamics of your relationship rather than a direct opposition to your success or happiness. People don't like to see others succeed beyond them, especially if they feel part of their identity is tied to being more accomplished or resourceful. When you start doing well independently, it confronts their insecurities, leading to jealousy or resentment. Jealousy and envy can corrode relationships, even with those closest to you, like family or friends. These feelings often manifest subtly at first. Maybe a friend acts differently when you show up with a new hairstyle or achievement. You might notice a change in their tone or less enthusiasm for your successes. When you begin to carve out your own path to success, you might start to observe subtle shifts in the way your friends, family, and partner interact with you. Initially, they may seem genuinely supportive and enthusiastic about your endeavors, cheering you on as you take those first steps towards your goals. Their encouragement can feel reassuring, giving you the confidence to push forward. However, as you start to gain momentum, becoming more independent and less reliant on their support, you may notice a change in their behavior. What once felt like unwavering support can sometimes turn into a more complicated dynamic, where their reactions become mixed or even negative. This change in attitude often stems from the discomfort your progress creates for them. When you begin to succeed without their direct involvement or assistance, it can unsettle the balance of your relationship. They might have been accustomed to playing a significant role in your life, providing guidance, advice, or emotional support that made them feel valuable and needed. As you grow more independent, making strides towards your goals on your own, it can challenge the foundation of their self-esteem. Your ability to succeed without their help may inadvertently make them feel less important or even replaceable, triggering feelings of insecurity and uncertainty about their place in your life. They see your ambitions as unattainable fantasies rather than possible realities because they have never allowed themselves to dream that big. For many people, the concept of pursuing something grand and extraordinary feels far beyond their reach, largely because they have been conditioned to accept the limitations imposed by their own experiences, fears, and the environment around them. When you express your bold ambitions, it can be difficult for them to grasp that these dreams could be within reach. Instead of viewing your aspirations as achievable, they might dismiss them as unrealistic or overly optimistic, simply because they have never ventured out of their comfort zones to envision such possibilities for themselves. This mindset can create a disconnect, making it hard for them to offer the support you need. As you begin to make tangible strides toward success, this disconnect often deepens. Those closest to you might start to draw comparisons between you and others who pursued similar paths but didn't succeed. These comparisons can be discouraging, as they subtly imply that your journey may end in failure just like those before you. The people who are supposed to be your biggest supporters might, instead, become sources of doubt, voicing concerns that stem not from a realistic assessment of your potential, but from their own fear of the unknown. They may remember instances of others who reached for greatness and fell short, and use these examples as a lens through which they view your progress. This can be particularly painful when it comes from family, as their lack of belief in your success can feel like a personal rejection. If you find yourself wondering why your family seems unsupportive, it's often because they are projecting their own unfulfilled dreams and perceived failures onto you. They see the goals they didn't achieve, the risks they were too afraid to take, and the dreams they let slip away, and they fear that you might end up the same way. In their eyes, encouraging you to pursue something they couldn't achieve themselves feels like setting you up for the same disappointment they experienced. This fear can lead them to withhold their support, not out of malice, but out of a misguided attempt to protect you from what they see as inevitable failure. They may think they are saving you from heartbreak by tempering your expectations, but in reality, they are projecting their own limitations onto your future. Understanding this can help you to see their lack of encouragement not as a reflection of your abilities, but as an indication of their own unresolved fears and unmet aspirations. People close to you might find it hard to see you succeed where they haven't, especially if their attempts at dreams have faltered. This disbelief in your potential can make them seem less supportive. They might think you're chasing fantasies too far removed from reality, and this can make them reluctant to offer the support you need. As you chase your ambitions, the life you're working towards might seem incredibly distant to them, like something out of a movie. You talk about a future where success brings luxuries and freedoms they can't imagine, dining at top restaurants, driving luxury cars, and living a life of financial ease. When you reflect on the words they've spoken to you, take a moment to truly understand the depth of their sentiment. These individuals have seen something remarkable in you, something that perhaps even you haven't fully grasped yet. Their belief in your journey, in your potential, speaks volumes about their faith in who you are and who you can become. It's not just about the words themselves, but the underlying trust and hope they carry. Their request isn't merely a passing comment, it's a reflection of their desire to see you succeed, carrying a piece of their encouragement with you along the way. As you continue on your path, achieving your dreams and reaching new heights, it's crucial to remember where you started and the people who were there at the beginning. These supporters, whether they were close friends, family members, or even passing acquaintances, saw your potential and chose to believe in it. Their early encouragement may have been a small spark, but it played a role in fueling the fire of your ambition. In the whirlwind of success and progress, it's easy to forget these early influences, but staying connected to them can keep you grounded and remind you of the roots from which you've grown. In this journey of life, the people who believed in you from the start are integral to your story. They are the little people who may not be in the spotlight, but their role in your narrative is significant. Acknowledging their belief and remembering their contributions can be both humbling and empowering. It reminds you that no one truly achieves success alone. It's a collective effort of those who saw your potential, supported you, and helped shape the person you've become. Their faith in you is a part of your foundation, and carrying that with you as you move forward ensures that you remain true to yourself and the journey that got you here.